Today, we're delving into something a little bit deep. So if you want to come for the ride, then you know what to do. Stay tuned. Hello, I'm Scott, this is the Centurion, and today, as I said in the introduction, I'm giving you something today that's a little bit different. Now, this is a fragrance that it's sold out now, and the perfumer or the person who's behind this creation is Rajesh Balkrishnan. Now, I don't know if you might not have heard of him before. But he has got a fantastic mind. This creation that he's done in conjunction with Prin Lomos from Prin Perfumery is his first creation, and it's called Aranyaka. Now, it came out in 2018, and as I said, it's sold out. So, and it was only like a very limited stock. Now, you may well be able to get something online, I don't know, from somewhere, but as of now, it's sold out. So I was lucky enough, I was speaking to him after watching a review by Devilish Scents, and he actually had Rajesh on his video, and they were talking about these fragrances, or this fragrance in particular that I'm doing now, and I got speaking to him on Facebook, and he asked me had I smelt any of his creations, and I said no, I'm not. I haven't been lucky enough to. So he said, right, I'll send you some, and I was like, wow, thank you ever so much. At that point, he did not know that I was a YouTube reviewer, or that I'd done reviews or anything like that, so he wasn't after any kind of promotion or anything at all. This, as I said, this fragrance is in very limited supply, and he, out of the kindness of his heart, gave me some tiny little samples for me to try, which I really do thank you so much, Rajesh. It has, really opened my eyes. This fragrance is unbelievable. It's called Aranyaka. It means produced, born, and of relating to the forest. It's supposed to symbolize the Vedic texts, sorry, I can't say my words properly, of the period between the 1500 and 500 BC. So we are talking way back, and it's supposed to portray as well the forest and sacrificial fires and things like that, but I'll get into that in a second. Sorry, Aranyaka is the name. The notes in it are, top notes are goat hair tincture, cypriol oil, cypress, leather and olibanum. The mid notes are soil tincture, castoreum, civet, oak moss and nutmeg, and then the base is saffron, cloves, lavender and beeswax. Now, in there also I think is frankincense as well, and there is maybe some other types of incense. There's a lot more going on in there. The performance in it is absolutely stellar, and that is down to the fact that it is 35% oil. So it is of the highest concentrate. You don't get higher than that in the game. So it's absolutely fantastic. I'm getting 12 hours easy out of this, and that was on the inside, one squirt on the inside of my arm, and it's rubbing all day as well. It was on my clothes. I wore it yesterday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, got up this morning, put my cardigan on, and I could still smell it through my cardigan. I could smell it on my arms still. So it's an amazing performer. It really is. And as you can imagine, the projection is pretty damn strong as well. Rajesh Balkrishnan, is the mastermind behind it. And as I said, he worked closely with Prin Lomos of Prin Perfumery to create this. But you can get everything that you need online to read about this, and also if you put in Vedic texts as well, it will then send you on a different path as well, and you'll find out a lot more. But I'm going to try and give you my interpretation of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw that down there. Now, it starts off, and this is what I get, because this perfume takes you on a journey. And from first spray, what I smelt first, I instantly smelt incense and like the smokiness. So it's like smoky incense, but you smell like it was a fire in the middle of the woods. So you got the dampness of the leaves around you, and almost like you're dancing around this fire, and there's incense being thrown on it. Embers are floating up in the air, and the smoke is hitting you, and the different smells is from the incense is just glorious. Now, by no means is this going to be for everyone. If you're into your designer perfumes and what have you, there is no chance you're going to like this. But I digress. It's like that for about 2 to 3 hours, where there's the darkness is in the middle of the night. The only light you've got is from that fire. So you've got the shadows dancing, and the noise of people running around the fire, and that's what I got from it. It was quite weird. You really did smell like a burnt wood, but it smelled more like an exotic burnt wood, or exotic burnt woods, shall I say, not just a normal bonfire. There was something else to it. And then after that 3-hour period, the smokiness starts to mellow out slightly. You start to get an animalic touch to it. I would imagine that's coming from the 3 elements of the goat hair for starters, because that is the most important, I think, of the ingredients. Never smelt it before. It's not nasty. It's not like what you'd expect. Then you've got your castoreum and then your civet as well, and them all mixed. They're mixed in such a way that it's not what you'd expect. It's soft. It's not offensive, and then it starts to get sweeter as well, and then you've got like a lavender type smell coming through, and there is some sort of florals or sweetness to it, and it softens, but it still stays quite strong. It just goes on and on and on, and then it just slowly disappears after the 12 hours or so. But this is what you get. So, and that change is done in such a way that this is where it takes you on a journey. So what I'm saying is you got your fires, and running around the fire, chucking the frankincense and the incense and everything on the fires, with these sacrificial goings on, and the wood is dark and the floor is wet and damp, and everything sort of feels a bit dead-like. But then as the fragrance goes on, you can then almost feel like there's a breath of light coming, of life. You know, the sun is starting to rise through the mist of the forest. You're starting to hear the faint noise of animals in the background. Animals are watching you, and the leaves, the flowers are starting to open up, and the forest is coming alive again. And it's that from the dead of night right to the breath of new beginnings that it takes you. You really have to, like, just let it take you over. you're probably going to think I sound like a nut, but honestly, it is such a fantastic experience, and one that I would not have had if it wasn't for Rajesh. So thank you again. I'd like to give out a shout out to Devilish Scents, because he done a video with Rajesh as well, with all 3 of his creations. So I'll leave a link for his video in the description. Give it a look. He's a great guy as well, and I hope I've explained it as well as I could have done. But that is what I've got for you today. If you like the video, please give us a like, thumbs up, comment and subscribe, and I will see you very, very soon. Thank you very much.